Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Caroline Stevens seeking the truth on a beautiful Christmassy day here in the UK. But I've got a very special guest on today, a lady called Sarah. Is it Chaffa?
Chafai.
Chafai.
Yeah.
And Sarah is based in Switzerland, and I think you'll probably find what she's got to share with us very, very interesting. You're an advocate, Sarah, and you've been involved with, is it the CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service, and the Family Courts?
Yes. Yes.
Would you like to introduce yourself to everybody? They will see you when we manage to get this video uploaded onto YouTube, but at the moment it's just audio only for Sarah. Okay, Sarah, over to you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Sarah from Switzerland, and I asked Caroline if she could do an interview because I've been putting out some interviews and some information, but in German, and people have asked me, can you do something in English? And I was thinking then, well, it would be a good opportunity to do something with Caroline, and to share information with people from the UK or from the US or wherever people understand English, about what I experienced, the situation a little bit here in Switzerland, and everything a little bit to do with child protection services, fraud, family court, central banking system, new world order, birth certificate, all this kind of topics. So yeah.
Wow. All on a Sunday afternoon. So Sarah, how did you get involved on your journey?
I was basically working really long for a bank, for one of the biggest bank in Switzerland, in treasury. And in that time, my waking up process started, and I was looking into the family situation. I experienced around me people who could like not see their children anymore. I witnessed that when people get a divorce, that the least capable of the parents, like the narcissistic or the less empathic parent, will get the children, will get the house, everything, and the more decent kind of a parent will lose everything, the children, everything. And I was studying a lot about psychology, like personality disorders, and was looking into parental alienation a lot. And I basically wanted to make a change for the children, because I grew up without being able to see my father, and I had been abused also in my childhood. So I wanted to do something to help the children. And that's how I started to get into this. And first I was a little bit, I wasn't having the right approach, because I was studying this information from an American psychologist, who put out books about parental alienation. And his approach was like, you need to fix the mental health system, and then with the mental health system to fix the legal system. And at that time, I had literally no idea that the whole legal system was based upon fraud, and that it all has to do with the birth certificate, the admiralty law, and all these kind of topics. So I was not on the right path. I wanted to do something, and I couldn't get forward. And in the time, they already started then to target me, because the system was getting aware I was investigating. I was looking in different cases where, for example, children have been placed with well-known abusive parents and even been murdered by these parents. And I digged into this, and I was like, that's not right, what is happening here. And thankfully, back in 2017, I met Julian Culture from the UK on Facebook. And he has been giving me all these puzzle pieces that I didn't have before, about the birth certificate, the bond profiteering, etc. And he also warned me about to be careful about the agents. I don't know if you already heard about that the system is using agents to sabotage like advocates.
Right. Well, I mean, the thing is, Facebook itself, which is where we met, I rattled a few feathers over the past few days because many, if not virtually all the groups, maybe not all the groups, but a lot of them, a lot of the well-known groups are controlled opposition. Now, there's well-meaning people in those groups, just like in political parties. It exactly works the same way. But it's a herding exercise, to be fair.
And it's dangerous. It can get really dangerous. I mean, I'm glad I'm still alive, but it has been really difficult. I was targeted with agents, several agents. In the process, I got targeted financially. I've got separated from my own son. My car got stolen. My camper got sabotaged. The tire exploded on the highway. Like I had different kind of experienced different kind of targeting, and I have to say I was really lucky to have Julian Culture assisting me through this difficult time, because they set up traps for me. They tried to sabotage my work. They tried to make me look bad with false allegations and all that kind of thing. I had my computer fried also. I have sent an email.
Did you say fried?
Yeah, my whole hard disk got deleted. I have been told by Julian that about the birth certificate and the name in capitals, that it's a corporation, and I've digged into my own documents. So I'm born in Lucerne, Switzerland. So I called them up and I said, hey, I need a copy of my birth certificate. And I got a birth registry copy. And I was like, so there's no name in capitals. Like I couldn't see the name in capitals on there. And then it came to my mind, in Switzerland, we have another document. It's called Heimatschein. And I was lucky I had that at home. And I looked it up, and there was the name in capitals, and it has like a watermark. So I'm like, okay, so now that's this bond, this document, with the name in capitals on it. And I've written an email to Swiss politicians, CPS, and people from the Justice Department, if they could further explain this to me, because I've got the information from the UK, from Julian Culture, about the name in capitals, and that I looked it up on Treasury Direct, and there's like a bond with the exact number of this document. And once I sent this email off to these people, my whole hard disk got deleted.
Wow.
Literally. Yeah. And after this point, this was June 2018, it got really bad. And with the targeting, like in December 2018, my son got kidnapped from school. I got an email from Swiss CPS. They just informed me my son would not come home for lunch, and he was gone. They snatched him from school with the help of police and locked him up in a children's home. And after 9 days, they sent him to go live with his father in France, where he is still to this day. So, yeah.
Can I ask you how old he was at that time, please?
13. And I've still not seen all the documents from CPS. They are withholding information because you cannot take a child unless there is a danger for the child, and these documents, they are not showing me. I tried to get access to it, but to this day I haven't seen this document yet, so trying to hide it from me. Yeah, because they made this up. They tried not only to take my son on the same day, they also tried to arrest me or lock me up in a mental health institution, which didn't work out. But they tried more than once. So yeah, I had then another agent. Then my car got stolen. I got falsely accused of having drug stuff at home, which was a lie. And I had again mental health, trying to do something to section me, and yeah, financial targeting, credit cards blocked, etc., etc. Just because with everything I learned, I got kind of like dangerous for the system, for the business, the Freemason business, if you want to call that. The fraud family court is a big business from them, and yeah, they don't like it if someone yeah, disturbs their business because it's highly profitable.
Absolutely. That reminds me of these common purpose slides that were found on the internet. And there were so many people wanting to know where I got those slides from, because once you reveal the truth, they want to know the sources and to shut all those doors again. That's why they spend so much money, employ as actors and actresses on social media, and you know, the gatekeepers. What they do is they want your email addresses, they hear your stories, they collect the information, and then they just put it in a little box, if you like, and will bury it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have to say the birth certificate is a really delicate topic. You know, that's the one thing they don't want everyone to know about: the secret trusts, about the secret central banking accounts everyone has. And it's this big danger for the new world order if everyone knows about this. You know, if the wealth is in the hand of the people and not in the hand of the new world order anymore, then yeah, they cannot yeah, control people anymore like this. You know, it's like yeah, as long as they are on power and they have the wealth in their hands, they can do with the people as they please. And this is what needs to change, because yeah, it's all the evil. It's the birth. We're not only talking about the birth certificate, also about the Certificate Act, which comes from the UK, about you lose status, you lose your estate, and legal entrapment. That's what they do with this legal name. And if people start to learn all this information, they can learn how to protect themselves, how to protect their children. And yeah, this will basically then also take away the power they have now over the people. It's just a matter of people need to wake up and to learn how to protect themselves, to learn the difference between law and legal, to learn about the birth certificate and debilitations, the Certificate Act. And yeah, this is really important to kind of stop the new world order, if you like. It's the most relevant information. I mean, there's more information. You're also exposing a lot about the new world order, the Illuminati, the Jesuits, everything. But the birth certificate is, yeah, this is a problem at the core, you know. And once everyone knows, and there will be more pressure added on the treasury, on each country, to give the trusts to the people, then a lot of what is now evil going on will change, you know. But yeah, it's not easy. I mean, we don't have the media on our side. They're not sharing anything of this information. I tried personally to go with what happened to me to the Swiss media, and they all kept silent. They said my case was too complicated. They wouldn't report anything. I had one journalist who works independently who brought an article about when my son was kidnapped and how Swiss CPS is, yeah, destroying families and ripping people off their property, etc. So, but otherwise it has been really difficult to expose this on a bigger level. So all we could do is expose it locally, and we have done that. We have not only in Switzerland, in England, in Canada, in the US, we have handed out a lot of leaflets. And if you like, people who hear this interview, they can get the template of the leaflets if they want to help. We have a leaflet with information on one side about the New World Order, about the naming capitals, the birth certificate, the secret societies, Babylonian paganism, corporate psychopath information, and on the other side, information about child protection services. So to give this information to people so they know what is going on, to warn them. And we have done that since like few years now, and yeah, it's making a difference. There are less children taken now since all these flyers are going on out, but of course you don't hear anything from all the work and the progress we are making in the media. So this kind of, we have to use our own means, like with this interview I'm doing today with you, to share this information so that people hear it and they know what is going on and what people are doing, because otherwise they don't know. It's,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, both of us have faith. We both believe in Yeshua, and he's obviously here with us today. And I just pray that he protects us both, because what we're exposing, I know other people have exposed it before, but we need now to get those templates out that you've got there to a much bigger audience, perhaps. And, you know, certainly living in the UK, and also the Australians and the Americans in particular, we are being targeted by the vaccinations.
Yeah.
And this has relevance because they think they can do what they want to us because we're part of the matrix.
Mm-hmm.
So how we can is there a chance of us being able to incorporate this in this now seemingly, and that it was on television this morning, it was rolling along the bottom of the TV screen about everybody in the UK being vaccinated. This is their plan by the end of 2021, because we are corporations.
Yeah, they're also rolling this out in Switzerland. And I'm glad I see a lot of people on social media exposing the danger of the vaccination, and I hope a lot of people will not get vaccinated. But there will still be some who will get the vaccination because they say, yeah, I cannot travel by plane if I don't have the vaccine or whatever. But yeah, I would rather not travel by plane than have them getting vaccinated. Yeah, people need to be really careful, because when I was investigating this fraud family court and CPS, etc., I was getting in contact with the people of the Swiss Health Department, because no, not apparently, like, it's really bad for parents' health if they cannot see their children. You know, they're suffering enormously, and I tried to contact them to say, hey, we need to do something because the health of the Swiss family, of the public, is suffering, and they were not interested. They are not interested in the health of the public, of the people. And first you are like, what is going on here? They are here for the health of the public, but they are not interested, and you're like confused, you know, because they say we are here for the health, but once you know, it's just like, you know, they pretending. There are a lot of deceivers and a lot of liars, and it's like child protection service that has the word protection in it, but they make profit with abuse, with putting children in children's home, with putting children up for adoption, breaking the bonds between good parents and children. It's bad, it's evil, but they will make it look like it's something good. And it's the same with these public health departments. They're like, we are caring about the health of the people, and in fact they're not. It's just about the profit, you know. And as long as people have not got access to their secret trust bank accounts, it's highly profitable to depopulate.
Well, yes, I mean, the thing is, if another organization has your birth certificate details, you don't even have to offer them your birth certificate. So long as they've got the relevant details, they can start taking from your trust fund themselves.
Yeah, I've sent letters to social services and other offices, and I asked them where the money comes from. And I said, they wrote back like, it's not coming from the Zetviker V Trust, but they don't show you any evidence. So I use these letters to send it. I send it to other people and say, hey, look what they replied. You know, they are just saying something or stating something, but they're not backing it up with evidence. And that's what I want to see, the facts. And they're not showing you any facts. You basically don't see what is being done behind your back and how much is being taken off your trust account. You don't see that as a member of the public, and it's wrong. You know, we should be able to see what is going on the back, because it's been these trusts are created for us, you know, and we should be able to have access over it. And it's everything is done in secrecy, and it's really not transparent for the public to get to this kind of information. But I have to say, I'm really glad about the progress or what is going on in Switzerland. I've seen a video recently about people who went to the Bank of International Settlements in Basel, and I made a peaceful protest, and I put like flyers on the entrance. And so I can see there's a lot of people waking up now to the central banking system and how this operates. And yeah, especially this bank in Basel in Switzerland, the Bank of International Settlements, where all these strawman accounts go over. So we had people in Switzerland who used their social security information to calculate the IBAN number of the strawman accounts, and they made test payments on their own strawman accounts. And yeah, some of them got like visits and got scared. Some got like problems then with their banking, and yeah, some got the money back. But people in Switzerland and other countries, they are investigating the bank, and they did tests, and they're putting these videos on YouTube so other people can watch it and learn from it. And this is really good, because more and more people start to wake up and do their own investigation and share it with other people. And yeah, I hope more and more people will do that, because yeah, everyone who has a birth certificate has this secret trust account, and yeah, everyone is at risk, you know, being targeted.
I know, having privately spoken to people who've got to the end of their journey on this Zetviker V Trust, they have struggled in two ways. They've gone out and tried to buy a house, and when the vendor has realized that the money is supposed to come from the trust fund, the house gets withdrawn from sale. And then other people, they say they still have had problems being able to sort out all the different trust funds that there are, because it's not just, you know, as life goes on, you haven't just got one trust fund. You know, there's various contracts set up, isn't there, through your life?
Yeah, it's complex. It's not been easy, and the information is not served on you on a silver tablet. And I have tried to discuss with the people from the Swiss Treasury about giving forms to the people so they can claim their trust accounts. And yeah, I got told, you know, if you want that, you have to go to court if you want that form. And I was like, yeah, we do not have real courts anymore. They're private corporations pretending to be courts, but they're no real courts anymore. Switzerland had trial by jury up until 2011. On the 1st of January 2011, they took away trial by jury. So we don't have real courts anymore.
Wow. Well, I mean, we have, we're still connected to Europe by the European arrest warrant. So there's been some high profile cases where people have gone to Europe, say with their child who needed life-saving treatment, and they took their child from a hospital, and then they got thrown into jail in Spain, for example. So we basically, this is, people often languish in jail abroad for years and years, like in France and Romania, English people who maybe are being accused of something, and then they just sit there for ages and months and years, and this is where you're saying that they're guilty, and then they have to prove their innocence. So this is the Napoleonic Code, isn't it?
And the system works like that, guilty until proven innocent. But if you learn the difference between law and legal, if you know about the birth certificate, the certificate of act, if you have all this knowledge, what we experience now recently is the system don't want you in the mental health institution or in the prison, because you can educate other people there about their birth certificate, and I don't want that. So I have been put in jail for one night, and they didn't even keep me longer than 24 hours because I know the information, and as soon as they put me with someone else, I start to educate the people. They don't want that, learning this information protects you. So I can only encourage everyone to look into this information, and you have like different infographics. Julian made a lot of really useful infographics there in English. People can get the infographics for free, flyer templates. We have also a revoking consent template where all the information is on it. We have it in English and in German. So people can start to use these templates to protect themselves, their property, their children. And it's really important, because can happen to anyone, and what you do, police comes, and you need to know, you need to prepare in case, so you know how to react, because they have their own language, this legalese, and it's really they can entrap you, and you need to know what to say, what not to say, and I can only encourage everyone to learn the law versus legal, and to start to pay attention to all this information to protect you and your children, your property. I've seen people losing businesses, the Phoenix scam, the mortgage fraud, like children being taken by police, CPS, from good parents who have been a victim of domestic violence, children taken, put into foster care system or children home, or then being the children given to the narcissistic, to the abusive parent. It's happening all the time. It's still happening. It's happening everywhere, and people need to wake up and learn the information so it won't happen to them.
Sarah, how long did it take you? You said that your son was taken from you 2 years ago. How far had you got on this journey at that point, so that you were obviously not able to protect him?
Well, my mistake was I sent him to school. And I can only warn other parents, the schools are working with child protection services behind the back of the parents, and you don't even know it. They're doing everything behind your back and you don't know it, and then you suddenly get an email, your child is not coming home for lunch, and then what? I had no idea for 9 days where my son was. They didn't tell me, and they took his phone away, a phone I bought, I paid for. They took it away, and he had no way to contact me or to let me know where he was, and the schools are being a danger for the children, I have to say.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know what it's like in Switzerland at the moment, where you are on their glide path towards them conquering us, if you like, and getting this DNA database. But certainly, my understanding is that when eventually the children go back to school in January, it seems that they want to test the secondary school children first, and then they will test the primary school children a few weeks later. But then we see that in actual fact, they may not have any intention of educating the children in school for more than a few weeks now. They will put education online. So there's a multitude of agendas here, because you've got the thought of your child as his or her DNA being collected in a big database, which is awfully convenient when you know that the government is working hand in glove with these obviously corrupt medical profession. And that does, unfortunately, I have to say, it includes an awful lot of doctors in particular. Otherwise, why would they be putting "do not resuscitate" at the end of people's beds? So when these doctors do their performances, they've already signed oaths. Should never sign an oath. And that's a big no-no, and so on. But these children, they're going to go back into a testing regime, and then it's almost like the government said, right, we're not going to be bothered educating them properly anymore. We're going to put them online anyway. So you've got the parents who will be, maybe two of them used to going out to work. Well, who's going to look after your children? And so on. There's such huge ramifications for 2021. What do you think? How's it working in Switzerland at the moment?
Well, in my situation, I wanted to do something different, and it was difficult because I was a single mom, and if you have to work, you cannot work and take care of your child at the same time. And I will try to, you don't send your child to school, you're being a bad parent because your child is not getting education, but then you send them, and then, yeah, they can get snatched by CPS criminals. But I encourage now that more and more people are awake and getting aware of what is going on to start to organize themselves. I mean, maybe people can do their, every day another parent watches 10 kids and do something with them, and then people only have to take off work one day, start to work 80% or something like that. I don't know. I would do. Now, I wouldn't send my son anymore to school after what happened. Schools are dangerous for the children, and I can only encourage the other parents now, especially with all these vaccine programs rolling out, make sure you're not consenting to this, and yeah, best is not to send your children back to school. That's my personal suggestion. I would not send my children to school anymore now in this day and age. No, too dangerous. But yeah, I understand if parents don't have another choice and I send them to school, but then at least make sure nothing is happening against your consent,
For anybody who's joining on Facebook, we're live in Switzerland with Sarah, and we're talking about the birth certificate scam and how we're all corporations, and the problems we're now facing with children who are in school, and basically the schools have more authority over our children, it would appear, than we do as parents, because of the registration into the matrix. And what do we do in 2021 when the government has been quite explicit in saying we want to test the children? Sarah, is your child, have you spoken to him in the last 2 years?
Yeah, I've seen him shortly 2-3 times. His father is alienating him from me and my family, and yeah, I don't get to see him a lot. I've seen him 3 times, very short, but I'm able to WhatsApp him, and sometimes I can have a call with him, at least that. But I'm still waiting for him to come back. So yeah.
Are you still working in the meantime, keeping yourself busy?
I tried to go back to work. I was working again in 2019 after my son got kidnapped. But then my car got stolen, and then my camper got smashed in an accident. The wheel exploded, and then I decided to take a time out to leave Switzerland, and I wanted actually to go to. I'm half Swiss, I'm half Moroccan. I have family in Morocco. I wanted to go a little bit to Morocco. And yeah, then Corona came and I couldn't go as planned, so I'm still waiting. And in the meantime, I'm using my time to educate the public as much as I can. I mean, I talk to so many people I never heard about the Setvikvi Act. So I talk to children, I talk to a lot of people who have never heard about it, and they are more open now for this information. Like a lot of people are now aware something is not right, you know. Now with Corona, this has actually made things much easier for me now than back in 2017. So yeah, I think it's going faster now that people are waking up, and because they all start to realize something is not right. And yeah, I mean, you hear a lot of people now talking about the New World Order, about the birth certificate. When you look back to 2017, were not so many people talking about that. So this has changed, and it's good. More people waking up and researching, investigating, and I'm glad about it, because this is nothing someone can do alone. It like needs a lot of people, yeah, to expose what is going on, and there's so much involved, you know, psychology, the law, legal information, the matrix, as you mentioned.
Yeah, the matrix. Can I ask you, this information, do you actually have it sort of written down? You know, I know you just showed me a little template there, which would be useful, I guess, to put in people's letterboxes.
Yes, the flyer, yeah, the little flyer.
Yeah, the little flyer. But
the important one is the revoking consent template, and anyone who would like to get a copy can just contact me on Facebook. We also have a group for people who want to learn more. So, and yeah, or go on Julian Culture's Facebook profile. He has has done numerous infographics and templates, and people can just go on his Facebook and copy the infographics, the templates from him. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of work. Julian also made this matrix decoding Excel file with all the day count plans from the Freemasons. You can see how they work, how they operate, how many times between the events, and how they do that. You know, it's all pre-planned in numbers. And I also would say, if people are interested, try to contact me or Julian for a copy of the matrix file. It's also important to see for future what is going to happen in the future, if you can calculate in future events. And
is it possible for you to put that copy on our Skype commentary after this?
yes,
so then I can share it as well, because you might end up with lots and lots of people coming to you. But if you can put it on this Skype call, and then when we go get it uploaded to YouTube, we can also then put the link on there, couldn't we?
Yeah, of course, of course.
So this matrix, so this, when you said about what they've got planned in terms of dates and numbers and numerology and events, I mean, I don't know if you saw, but a couple of days ago I interviewed Alexandra JB from the Czech Republic. It's getting quite an international timeline, this actually. She fights the Illuminati. She is listening all the time. She's watching videos and key Illuminati players. And she listens to, you know, if somebody's been injured with a vaccine, she's looking at their names and so on. So she was saying that, well, we were talking about the financial reset was supposed to have actually been in March of 2020. But my understanding is that the Illuminati had some problems with that, with their infrastructure. Are you aware of anything connected with this?
Yes, as from the day count matrix file, I just have to look for it. This is, for example, an infograph from Julian.
Oh, let's have a look. Let me have a look.
I can.
This will be shown on YouTube.
And it would say the banking collapse, one world finance for May 9th of May 2021, looking at the day count, at the matrix count file.
So it's coming up now as May 21 for the big reset.
This is what the numbers say, indicate. I don't know what will be in May next year for 100% sure, but this is what the matrix day count numbers indicate. And
Is there anything else there that we'd like to know about that might be useful for the viewers at home? Any other important dates or months next year?
Well, we have for February 2021 fuel shortages and weather manipulation, and depopulation for June 2021, 13th of June 2021. I mean, they're already doing it, but this looks like it's a date that is highlighted because of the day count, the matrix day count. So I will send this to you, and then you can look it up themselves. And also we, like, Julian collected a lot of information around different areas of the world. People have given him dates, and he has filled this in this Excel file, and then you see the patterns, of how they work. And like the Freemason, like especially prime numbers. This is like, for example, in Switzerland, they took away the trial by jury on the 1st of January 2011. It's 11/11. Also the Rothschilds, they like this 11/11. I'm not sure if you also have heard about it. And then I brought in Swiss CPS on the 1st of January 2013. If you lose the 20, you have 1113 is our prime numbers. And the whole Excel file just highlights this, how they, you basically then know what they do in their secret meetings. Nobody should know about what they're doing, because everybody would be like shocked, but if you, like, Julian took a lot of time, he has spent hours on this file, and it's really a big file. And then it shows the patterns about how they plan things. And it should make people angry about the secret societies and what they've done for ages, and what they're still doing, and what they're planning on doing. And it's further exposing them.
So we've talked off air about the fact that we don't actually have a legitimate queen. It's a subject that I've covered in several of my monologues and interviews. The fact that the queen is actually the illegitimate daughter of Winston Churchill. And there is this book, which I'll just show again, I've got from Portugal, which actually highlights the real king. So anybody who's been petitioning the queen, like the barons in 2001, they've been petitioning the wrong person. So this apparently, he wrote supposed to be the real king of England. He did write to the queen in around 1997, which was before the barons were petitioned. And of course, the queen and Archbishop Carey at the time, the Archbishop of Canterbury, that is it Canterbury? I think he was. The Archbishop, they weren't really interested. I think there've been a lot of documents that have been burnt along and destroyed along the way. So we hear now that the Queen, because is your court system linked to the UK court system? Are all the court systems pretty much linked to each other?
I just think they operate the same way in this maritime legal trading system, where they cash in on the bonds of equity. It's for example, in Germany, they took trial by jury away in 1923, like before in Switzerland. And I think Israel didn't even have trial by jury. I think it's done in stages in different countries, a little bit earlier or later. But I'm not a member of a secret society, or I'm not. I don't work in.
Wow, I never knew.
No, exactly. But I think
Incredible.
if you, for example, have a talk with Julian, he knows much more about everything, how this is connected. He has done the matrix file, so he has more knowledge, and yeah, he's in England, so maybe you can also have a call with him. I will also tell him. And yeah, what I know is in England there's a place called Bletchley Park is in Milton
Bletchley
Keynes,
Park, yes.
and there's a lot to do with this place with coding that was also relevant in the World Wars. This Enigma code and everything, and it's a very significant place. Also, if you, I don't know if you took notice of the event on the 26th of September 2017. There was this event with Prince William in Milton Keynes, marking the 50th anniversary, where they unveiled the Milton Keynes Rose, and this was a big matrix day. And a lot of this coding things goes to Milton Keynes, which is there are articles also out that this is a really important place for the Illuminati. And if you look at the buildings, they have like pyramids, or this shopping mall, the Escape, or how is it called? This shopping mall looking like the Eye of Ra, of Horus.
Oh, right.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of this occult stuff in
Milton
Milton Keynes,
Keynes.
and Julian has put a lot of information out. He's going with people to Milton Keynes, showing them around and pointing the different things. Because if you if you're not aware, you don't take notice. But once you know, then you start to see the symbology and all this stuff in a lot of places. We have a lot of this all-seeing eyes, for example, in Bern, a capital of Switzerland. We have had a guy from South Africa who has made a lot of videos about Switzerland, the obelisks and all of that, you know. But you have that a little bit everywhere. But I think once you know about it, you can see.
Well, this is what I've said to people who watch my videos, you know, the symbology, what people do with their fingers at events and so on. It really is very significant. They are passing messages on, and it's no good for us to say, oh, well, I'm not interested in that. Either, you know, you want to seek the truth or you don't. Milton Keynes, if I remember rightly, I've only been a couple of times, and the town was pretty much obliterated, I think, and isn't the road system on a grid system?
Yeah, it's like on their solstice lines, and it has been, the whole city layout has been done in a very significant way. I mean, I can show you. This is, for example, if you can see a picture, I can show you. I can send you all these infographics later from Julian. Yeah. Then people can look it up themselves. They can look up this place themselves and on the internet.
Right, but it was actually rebuilt
on the 26th of September.
Yeah.
And with Prince William in Milton Keynes unveiling this black rose, Milton Keynes rose. And I will also send you the article about it. Here's the shopping mall looking like the Eye of Ra, of Horus.
Oh my goodness me. Did you say that it's Black Rose for Milton Keynes? What's the significance of Black Rose?
Has to do with Rosicrucian and Black Madonna and everything, that it's also like for them relevant. This black rose, you know, you have that also with the Jesuit. We have like, for example, in Switzerland, a monastery where they have a black Madonna that wears different dresses, and the black rose is a reference also to the Black Madonna, and it's all this occult Babylonian paganism stuff they're worshipping. Like in scripture, it says not to worship any icons or idols, and these pagans, they're totally into worshipping their deities and different kind of gods, and it's all against scripture. And I think maybe some people are doing it because they're not aware, but yeah, that's why it's important to highlight it to people so they can change the direction and get on this narrow gate the Bible talks about, to take the narrow gate.
Well, somebody showed me a video that was going around social media yesterday, and there was a child doing the Satanic Six. So why would they get children involved in this?
Yeah, it's mind-blowing what is going on, what they're doing to children, having them also as transgender, or like how I've seen pictures of boys who are dressed as transvestites dancing. I'm like, oh my goodness, you know. it's really diabolic and satanic what is going on. And I have been very outraged when I saw what was going on in Switzerland in 2016. I'm not sure if you've seen it, the Gotthard ceremony.
Yes, that's the Hadron Collider, the opening ceremony
Of the Gotthard tunnel, the train tunnel.
Yeah.
Not
not
yeah, and they did this inauguration, and it was like, oh my goodness, like it's been sponsored by as far as I know, Credit, like one of the Swiss banks, and the Swiss Federation. They put money into this event, and if you look at it, the music and yeah, all this, it's really sad. It makes you really uncomfortable to watch it. I mean, it's like how they can spend so much money for this stuff, and the people are just thinking it's art or whatever, when it's like, it's so disturbing, you know. And but yeah, we're living in a satanic world, in a satanic system, and this needs changing.
And most of the churches don't seem to be covering this at all. I've tried educating people from churches, and to be fair, I'm finding they're the people that are hardest to get to realize, because this is how this world has been devised. People have been kept in little groups. You know, each religion has become some sort of cult. So you based really in Switzerland. You're at the heart of a lot of the financial side of things. And you mentioned at the beginning that you had worked in a bank. So did you see any of this, or was your work totally unrelated to this?
Well, what I could just see is like they are, the banks and the corporation, I work like hand in hand, and it's a lot of the corporation, they are really destroying the planet, the earth. They are taking away things from people, like in poor countries, and they're not being held accountable. I mean, there are a lot of people, especially now in Switzerland, who are seeing the problem with the corporation, and they try to do something about it. But as long as the corporations get funded by our trust, the birth certificate is yeah, and as long as the system works in this way, that's the main thing what needs to change. Then the law needs to be restored.
God's laws.
Because legal, they are protecting their business, they're protecting the corporations and not the people. It's works against the people, especially empathic, the caring people. They are getting targeted because these are the people who are standing up and doing something against, you know, pedophiles or corporations, etc. Yeah, I suggest also people look up the YouTube video called I Am Fishhead, about corporate psychopaths. It's a really good video. It's also on our flyer. And yeah, it's the people who get promoted they're like, they don't care about other people. it's just about profit and them having a fancy life with luxury, but they don't care if other people are starving or don't have enough. That's what needs changing also. It's like you have the narcissistic on top, and this needs to be changed, plowed around, that this altruistic, empathic personality types are on top, because these are the kind of people that take care that everyone has a life that is
worth living.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
have situation in the UK at the moment. We have so many people that are like hunting for the next meal, worried about their next meal. They are homeless, and yet our government continues to bring in people from all over the world and put them in 3- and 4-star hotels. I don't know if that's something that happens in your country.
Yeah, I think it's happening everywhere in Europe. They're bringing in people. It's all profitable, you know. People who get homeless, it's all profitable. It's all because of the bonds, the birth certificate, and this is what people need to know about. And that's what has been most part of my time, is educating people around me everywhere, like, did you know, and I had like people saying like, oh, I never heard about the birth certificate. And I said, that's why it's called Revelations. We are in Revelations, and it's about time people are learning all of this. And yeah, if they don't want to listen or don't want to hear about it, they will later probably have issues then when they need the information, and but they didn't want to listen, and then they will run around like, oh, what do I need to do, but they didn't want to listen before. So
I know, absolutely. To finish off with Switzerland, I know you're all broken into cantons.
yeah.
And you did have, your country had, I think, a national referendum about, was it about immigration a few years ago? Did you actually, I think, did the Swiss say they didn't want more and more people coming in? And what actually happened? Can you remind me, please?
I mean, it's all a joke anyway. Why voting? You give away your trust trading name, and the important stuff they don't ask you, and they do whatever they want. Nobody was asking Switzerland, would you like to have trial by jury removed? They just did it, you know. It's all a facade, it's all a show. And it's in Switzerland where you have to go voting and put the vote in. It's called urne. It's normally where you put the ashes of someone deceased in. So I'm telling people, like, you're burying your voice in a thing for dead people, you know. It's like it there's no point in what,
Wow, I
there's no
didn't
point.
know that.
Yeah, valurne we say. So I don't know how it is in England, but there's no point in voting. I didn't know that years ago, but now with all the information I know now, I stopped voting. I mean, what's the point, you know?
That's right, exactly. Do not give your consent.
Yeah,
That's,
that's the
yeah.
most important thing. No consent, no jurisdiction, no contract, no consent, no consent, no contract, no jurisdiction. And people can write their own anti-legal entrapment card. I can also send you the template then. And if whenever the police or authorities want something, you just show them your anti-legal entrapment card. This protects you. And I tested that myself several times. It protects you from legal entrapment. And I also would suggest people always start to record or even live stream whenever they get in a situation with police, etc. That's really important. They
Is
don't
there
want to
anything
be.
else you'd like to add? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No problem. I will send you the information, and you can share it then with the people listening.
Well, Sarah, it's been a joy to listen to you, and it's just I pray that you will have a better 2021. I hope you will get reunited with your son.
Thank you, Caroline. It's really kind. I hope, pray so too.
And I'd love to have you on again when you wish. You've been a great host. Well, no, I'm the host, aren't I? Am I supposed to be the host? I'm the host. You've been a great interviewee. Thank you to everybody watching. I'm sort of getting quite a bit emotional now. When it comes to the children aspect, it sort of blows my mind. You know, this is what we're doing this for. There is no other reason. There really isn't. If you've got children, this is what it's about. So I won't labour the ending. Thanks to everybody for watching Caroline Stevens Seeking the Truth. Once again, my thanks to Sarah from Switzerland who's joined us today. If I don't see you again until the new year, have a happy new year.
Thank you.
Yeah, bless you and bless everybody at home. Please do share this video because this is really, really important now. Really important, because 21 is the year when our children are going to be tested, and some of us will be vaccinated. We need some protection, God's protection. Goodbye for now. Thank you, Sarah. Bless you.